I don't know, bro. I don't really know any bona fide Russians. I know, like, I know a lot of Ukraine people because I live in upstate New York, and for some reason, upstate New York is heavily populated with Ukraine people. I don't know why that is. We have a lot of their churches. We have a lot of. My band was Ukrainian. They were all Ukrainian. They were very Ukrainian. Summer is. Her family's. I don't know really Russia. When you say Russia, who is that? Is that this area here? Is that anybody I know? And as far as I know, they have been nuking. Maybe not with the big nukes, but they've been torpedoing and missiling, or so says the news, Ukraine. Which to me just doesn't make any fucking sense, because it's like, to me, all of Russia, even the Ukraine, is still one thing, and it is basically, they're all under the same government. That's like the United States saying, half the northern eastern part of the United States saying we're going to now nuke the Midwest and out west. It just doesn't make fucking any kind of sense to me. But as far as I could tell, the Ukraine has always been lesser than, held down by the western part of Russia. At least that's what I've read. That's what the people have told me. And the mob element is much more heavier. There's a Ukrainian mob we have here. You know, there used to be talk about a Russian mob, but that's not... I'm sure there is one, but I haven't fucked with it yet. I haven't come across it. Just the Ukraine mob. So, I mean, the whole thing to me just sounds insane. It sounds like a country, if it's true, of course, that's nuking itself, really. I mean, Ukraine is a beautiful fucking place. If you look at it, look at the footage they put on TV, it's fucking gorgeous. And it's kind of sad to see basically a country nuke itself for whatever fucking reason. I'm just glad that they're not nuking America. I mean, if you look at... you could see it on YouTube, too. If you look at comparisons, who has the most planes, the most tanks, the most missiles, it's still like you think it is. It's America and Russia. I'm just glad they ain't fucking with America. But I don't... Why the fuck would you want to... You know... Ukraine's tough, though. Remember that quote? I love that shit. Russian warship. Fuck yourself. That's heavy. Showing no fear, dude. When I think of Ukraine, I gotta, I think of people that I think about my band, and I think about my girlfriend. So of course I'm a little bit biased to it, but it would help if you could explain exactly who is Russia. And what, just don't fuck with Ukraine. All the good Ukraine pussy that could be here, just don't fuck with good pussy. And don't blow yourself up. God, I want that jealous shit. Don't worry, Jella. I'm working on some acid that we could take. Some good acid that's gonna fuck us up like the 80s blotter. I gave Jella a little square. I gave her a corner. I'll give you the corner of it where all the acid seeps into. When they dry it, everybody always wanted the corners. I'm gonna give Jella a corner, and I'm gonna take the other corner. Remember that song she took two? She took a whole, I took a half or some shit. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. Jella's gonna be fucked up. Hallucinating. Sex feels so good on acid. I'll be like, yeah, this is some 80s acid I got. This is the shit Daddy used to take back in the day. It's really strong. Yeah, it'll last about 24 hours. We took some corners. I took 2. You took 2 of those? Yeah, I haven't tripped in a while. Have you seen the spirograms and spirographs and all that shit? I see all that. I'm seeing pyramids. Yeah, mathematic equations in front of my face. Everything's turning purple and neon. Yeah, I feel like there's a cattle prod in me. I'd say it's working. God, I'm a pussy. Doesn't your pussy feel like an alien body part to you? It feels like it's not yours or something? Or is it gross? Like acid makes you do? Sex on acid is great. It's just overwhelming with emotions. You're like, for 1 second, you're like, this is so disgusting. And then the next second, you're like, oh, this is the best. I never thought my dick would feel this good ever in my life. Then you look at your girl and you're like, isn't she the most beautiful goddess that ever fucking lived. She's an ancient goddess, and I'm a sultan of some faraway Arabic place. And then you look at her again, and she's just a monster. And you look at yourself, you're like, God, I hate myself. I want to kill my parents or something. That's the kind of shit we want to do. Jella's like, I'm tripping balls, Dada. She adopts the 80s terminology. Tripping fast. Tripping balls, Dada. Like, there's my little hippie girl. She's, it's too bad we had to meet today. We didn't plan on having any vacation or any company. We took a couple tabs of acid and we're just having a Sunday indoors, just kicking it. So if we're acting a little weird, you could excuse that. We're tripping face here. Tripping balls, Lala. She's tripping balls. I'm tripping face.